Hi everyone, hope you're all well. I've put quite a lot of longer lessons on lately and I haven't seen many responses, or I don't know how useful you're finding them. So please do add a comment or let me know if it's something you want more of, or if if it's not, let me know what it is that might help you. So tonight I'm just going to do a very quick tip and see if this suits you better. I'll do some more of these if they help. So this is all about bringing speech to life, a very simple thing that you can do to make speech more interesting. Whenever you use speech marks, you can use this little tip. So this is what it's all about. I've just quickly typed out before the lesson 5 random speech marks. They're not linked at all, so each one is independent and individual, but I'm going to run through this tip now and show you how easy it is to bring speech to life. So let's start by looking at the first one. Well, very often with children, we find that, number one, they use the word said, overuse the word said. In my classroom as a teacher, and usually in my sessions as a tutor, we tend to ban the word said and try to find some much better words. There's always something better you can use than said. So that's number one. Try and avoid using said. Use something a little bit more ambitious and which tells the reader a little bit more. Remember, everything we do as a writer is to make it more engaging and more interesting for the reader, and trying to bring the words on the page to life, to make them jump out and create pictures and images in your reader's mind. So let's see how we can do this. So first of all, we're going to change the word said. Please, sir, can I have some more, said Oliver. Well, this is from Oliver Twist. So what could we use instead of said? Well, begged would be good. Gives us much more of an idea of what Oliver's doing. Now, the second thing you can do is at the end, when you've finished, begged Oliver. A lot of people stop there. Let's extend our thinking a bit and make it more interesting. Just by adding the words as he. We're forcing ourselves as writers to tell the reader a little bit more. Now, if someone's begging, what would they do? I want you to think of 2 actions that go with someone who's begging. So let me see. Begging. As he fell to his knees and clasped his hands together like he was praying. How would I say that? Like he was praying. That doesn't quite sound right. I've got a better way. As if in prayer. There we go. Right, let's read it now. Please, sir, can I have some more? Begged Oliver, as he fell to his knees and clasped his hands together as if in prayer. And now, as a reader, you can picture Oliver doing this. You have this picture of a young boy falling to his knees and putting his hands together, begging. Much more powerful, much more engaging for the reader. And it's a very simple process. All you do is you add the words as he or as she, and then you put 2 actions, 2 things the character would do. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I just can't believe you would do this. Go to your room, said Dad. So Dad's obviously quite disappointed now with his child, and they've done something wrong. So what, instead of said, well, he's telling them to do something now. He's telling them to go to their room. So we could use a word, like a commanding word, like ordered. I just can't believe you would do this. Go to your room, ordered Dad. So we've done the first step. We've changed the word said. Now we're going to add as he. So let's think, what Dad's just said this. What would he be doing? If we could see him. We've all been told off by our parents, haven't we? So when you've been told off, try and imagine what they've been doing as they tell you off. Well, I can remember ordered Dad as he kind of pointing to the door. Yeah, so he's getting cross as he raised his voice and pointed to the door. Can't believe you. Oh, he's shaking his head in disappointment. That's a good one, isn't it? As he shook. Let's change that to black. As he shook his head with disappointment, or disappointedly. We could just put disappointedly. As he shook his head disappointedly and pointed towards the door. Job done. Now again, our little process. I'm going to show you. We've got enough. We've done 2 examples now. This is what we do. We never use the word said. We add the words as he, or as him, or as she, or as her, and we add 2 things that the character would be doing as they speak. There's the list of 3 things we do to bring speech to life, and that's what we've done. We've used ordered instead of said. We've put as he, and we've added 2 things. He'd do 2 actions to go with what Dad might be doing as he said that. Dead easy. Next one. Attack. Attack, shouted Major Tran. As. Now, instead of as he, you can use as his. Just for variety, I'm going to use as his this time instead of as he. Shouted's better than said. We could go even further. Commanded is a good one. Just try and get used to using lots of different words other than said. Attack, attack, commanded Major Tran as his. Now, what would happen? He's under pressure. War, or the battle is broken out. What might he? As his face reddened and the veins in his neck began to bulge. How about that? Oh, began. Sorry. That's better. Attack, attack, commanded Major Tran, as his face reddened and the veins in his neck began to bulge. Even better than bulge, began to pulse. You know, like that. Sometimes if someone gets very angry or stressed, you can see their veins bulging out. It's a really good description. Now, that brings it to life. We've got images in our head. Can see how stressed this poor commander is, or the major is. And there, we've done it. It's dead easy. Simple process, works every time. Next one. I didn't mean to break the window. It was an accident, said Jenny. So Jenny's obviously very sorry for what she's done. She might even be crying. Sobbed Jenny. And here we go, as she this time. Simple. We just keep adding that phrase. As he or as she, as him or as her. Now, what would she be doing if she's just done this? What would she be looking like? What actions would she be doing? Jenny, as she could be crying. So she's crying. She could be begging for mercy or disappointed. She could be putting her face in her hands. She could do that, couldn't she? As she it was an accident, sobbed Jenny as she put her face in. You know, when someone's really upset, they put their face in their hands. As she put her face in there, as she put her face in her hands, and a single tear came from the corner of her eye. That's good, isn't it? It was an accident, sobbed Jenny as she put her face in her hands, and a single tear came. That doesn't sound right, does it? As a single tear came from the corner of her eye. How about the word slipped? That's better, isn't it? It just kind of slips out from the corner of her eye. As a single tear slipped out from the corner of her eye. Slipped from the corner of her eye. That's better, isn't it? As she put her face in her hands. Put, that doesn't quite sound right either, does it? As she put her face in her hands. What could be better than put? As she buried. That's better, isn't it? You know, if you're really upset, you don't just put you actually push your face into your hands. And when you're disappointed or upset. And there we go. Job done. Dead easy, this, isn't it? And it really brings your speech to life. And the last one, let's just quickly go through this one, and then the lesson's done. You can just immediately start doing this in your story writing, and it will jazz it up and add a bit of spice to it. Shh, be quiet, Tommy. They might hear us, said Ali. Well, the obvious word there is whispered, isn't it? Whispered Ali. Shush, shh, be quiet, Tommy. They might hear us, whispered Ali, as he. What would he do? So if he's telling someone, they're obviously hiding, as he did. What was he? What actions? We need 2 actions to go with this now. As he crouched down low. You know, if you're hiding from someone, you've been crouching behind bushes. As he crouched down low and put his finger to his lips. You know, someone does that, they push their fingers to their lips. Now that sounds all right, doesn't it? Shh, be quiet, Tommy. They might hear us, whispered Ali as he crouched down low and put his finger to his lip. I hate the word put. That doesn't sound right. And it's got to be something better. It's a bit like up there. Instead of put, we put buried. Just sounds so much better. What could we do here instead of put? As he crouched down low and pressed. Much better. Sounds much more mature, much better vocabulary. So always, just like I've done there, you see, I always go back and read over my work and try to improve it. Anyway, nice quick lesson for you. Put that into effect immediately and you will bring your speech to life. And just to summarize then, how do we bring speech to life? Well, don't use said. Add the words as he or as him or as she or as her to the end of your speech and add 2 things the character would be doing as they speak. There you have it. Good luck. I hope that helps. And please add a comment or something just to say whether you found this useful, if you'd like more short lessons or longer ones. I'll try and do what you want, but please let me know. That'd be great. Bye for now.